So you divorced an elite man like me and then remarried a guy without a job, huh?
In a fancy restaurant, the voice of my ex-husband, Tom, echoed. Next to him, the woman who was Tom's affair partner, unable to hide her amusement, covered her mouth and looked over.
Well, I guess a divorced nurse like you can only marry someone unemployed. Is this your husband? Quite the unimpressive guy suited for you.
Tom said such things. My current husband stood in front of me as if to shield me.
Please stop. I won't allow you to mock Emily any further.
Oh, here comes the unemployed husband. Hey, you, do you not know who I am?
I'm well aware of who you are. That's why.
In the next moment, with a single word from my husband, the worst ex-husband froze. My name is Emily. I'm 27 years old, and it's been 2 years since I got married. I work as a nurse, a dream since my childhood, busy but fulfilling every day.
Hey, Emily, take a look at this.
My husband Tom called me over with a happy face, holding a stack of papers. What's up? Wow, that's amazing. It was the company newsletter of the advertising agency where Tom worked.
Top performer. The sales department's rising star, Tom.
Such a headline was accompanied by a photo and interview of Tom, who looked proud.
Man, I got featured again.
Tom said this, unable to hide his happiness. Tom graduated from a well-known university and works at a major advertising agency, a so-called elite. Typical Tom. I'm happy for you.
Well, you can't imagine such a glamorous world when you're only a nurse, can you?
Duh. As I was at a loss for words, Tom said while tightening his tie.
I'll be late again due to a dinner meeting. No need for supper. See ya.
Okay, take care. Tom had this side to him. We got married through an acquaintance's introduction. But sometime after the wedding, he occasionally looked down at me and my profession as a nurse. Initially, he shared household chores and spoke kindly. But lately, I'm the only one doing chores, and his words often reveal a disdain for me. Once when I asked for help with the chores, I was told, I'm an elite advertising salesman. You're just a nurse. Even you should understand who has the harder job. Just serve quietly. When we were dating, Tom was kind, and everyone envied me for having such a boyfriend. I'd be lying if I said I didn't feel safe thinking I'd be set for life with an elite. Moreover, having been raised in a single-parent family, and with my mother already passed away, I wanted to have my own family as soon as possible, thinking I need to have a proper talk with Tom. I went to work that day. Good morning. Did you sleep well? I'll take your temperature now.
Good morning. Yes, thanks to you. I slept well.
When I greeted Mr. Hill, who was hospitalized due to injuries from a traffic accident, he responded gently. Mr. Hill should be 7 or 8 years older than me, but he seems to love gaming, as I often see him playing games in bed. However, he thanks me every time I assist him, and he's always polite even during small talk, which made me happy. Being thanked by patients makes me feel good about doing this job. That day, I worked hard from morning until evening, and then it was time to go home. On my way home, I remembered that Tom's birthday was coming up soon. Since Tom said he would be late today, it might be a good idea to pick a gift before heading home. I might as well dine out alone. With that thought, I decided to take the train in the opposite direction to go downtown. Just when I had finally picked out Tom's birthday gift and finished dinner, ready to head home, I saw a familiar man in a suit. Yes, it was Tom walking. However, next to him was a slim woman with long brown hair, clinging to his side. Somehow, I had an uneasy feeling. He said he had a business dinner today. With my heart pounding uneasily, I followed them from a distance. Then the two of them, laughing and holding hands intimately, entered a hotel. I felt as if everything went dark before my eyes, and I sat down on the sidewalk. It can't be. Tom is cheating on me. Him dressing up, coming home late, always on his phone at home. I thought it was all for work, but I was wrong. Tom was betraying me. I don't even remember how I got home. I was sitting alone in the dark living room of my house.
Hey, Emily, why are you sitting in the dark?
Tom, who came home late, turned on the living room lights. I spoke to Tom, still looking down. Tom, sit down over there.
What is it? I'm tired and want to go to sleep already.
Just sit down, glaring at Tom, who sat down reluctantly. I confronted him. Tom, you're cheating, aren't you? I sighed today. Tom looked surprised for a moment, but then sighed.
What? That's it?
That's it.
Yeah, that's right. I'm seeing someone else. The receptionist at work, she's famous for being cute. Can't help it, I'm popular.
What are you saying? As I was shocked by Tom's brazen attitude, he continued.
You should actually be grateful that I've been with someone like you who has nothing going for her. Not so good looking, working a bottom-tier job as a nurse, no parents. How could someone like you ever keep me?
What is that supposed to mean?
Well, you were a good housekeeper, but you're no longer needed. Pack your things and get out.
Glancing at me, unable to say anything from shock, Tom headed to the bedroom. I couldn't sleep at all until morning, feeling utterly devastated. Yet, I had to go to work. I left the house earlier than Tom, trying to force myself to work as usual.
Is something wrong? You look pale.
Surprised, I saw Mr. Hill holding his game console, staring intently at my face. I'm fine. To have a patient worry about me, I must be a failure as a nurse. Hada. Mr. Hill shook his head and said to me, who attempted to laugh it off.
You shouldn't joke about being a failure as a nurse. I believe I can be discharged today because you've been such a help. I can ask what happened, but you'll be all right. You deserve to be happy.
Struggling to hold back tears, I bowed my head to Mr. Hill. You'll definitely be okay. You deserve to be happy. Mr. Hill's words felt encouraging. Then, when I returned home that day, I packed my things, left the completed divorce papers, and left the house. The next day, I received a call from Tom.
I've filed the divorce papers.
Understood.
So now you're an ugly nurse without parents and divorced. Try your best to be happy.
Goodbye. Not wanting to hear Tom's laughing voice any longer, I hung up the phone. And so, our divorce was finalized. For about a year after that, I was even more engulfed in work than ever before. After moving, I requested a transfer to a busier department. There was a lot to learn, and perhaps it was for the best, as I had no time to feel lonely. One holiday, while out shopping nearby, I encountered a familiar face at the park on my way back. Oh, Mr. Hill.
It's been a while. Thanks to you, my health is completely better now.
Sitting on a bench in the park and playing his game again, I couldn't help but laugh at Mr. Hill. After that, we talked for a bit. When I told him about discovering my husband's affair and how his words gave me the courage to divorce, Mr. Hill was a bit surprised.
That must have been hard. You've done well to get through it.
Thank you. I've kept your words, you'll be okay, like a charm. On the way back that day, Mr. Hill invited me out to dinner. We exchanged numbers and went home. But after that day, we went on several dates, and I accepted a relationship proposal from Mr. Hill, now called James. With James, we could even date during weekdays at noon, meaning it seemed he didn't work anywhere. Despite that, He always treated me meals, not at fancy places, but still I initially found it strange. However, above all, I was attracted to James's character. He was always relaxed, had a sense of ease, and was polite to everyone. Moreover, he always made me feel very cherished. His hobby was indeed gaming, and even though I had never played before, I started joining him. When we played together, James obviously went easy on me, but I was happy with such kindness. After dating for a year, James proposed to me. I'm not beautiful, and I don't have parents. Is that really okay with you? When I said that, James looked slightly troubled.
Emily, it seems you're still hurt by your previous husband. You are a wonderful woman. Let's become a family and live happily together.
His words made me happier than anything, and I decided to remarry. This time, my marriage should work out well. With James, I felt a happiness incomparable to the time I was with Tom. A year has passed since James and I got married. Our relationship was still very good.
Since it's our anniversary, let's go to a special French restaurant.
James, smiling, told me the name of the restaurant. It was a fancy restaurant that even I knew about. What? Are you sure? It's so expensive.
It's a special day, of course it's okay.
Thank you. We usually ate at home or went out for Japanese food, which we both liked, so this was a pleasantly fresh experience. We dressed up as much as we could and headed to the restaurant. We were enjoying our happy anniversary with the delicious dishes that were brought to us when suddenly, I heard a familiar voice.
Emily, hey, isn't that you?
When I looked up, there was Tom's face, someone I never wanted to see again. Next to Tom was the woman he had an affair with, unforgettable, arm in arm with him. What do you want?
Oh, I see what's going on.
Tom stared unabashedly at James and me. James seemed to instantly understand what kind of relationship Tom and I had. You don't have anything to do with me anymore. Please go away. I said that, but Tom didn't move. Instead, he started saying outrageous things.
Why is someone like you in such a fancy restaurant?
James responded to this.
Today is our wedding anniversary. It's fine for us to dine wherever we want.
Oh, wedding anniversary, huh? So the poor couple splurged to come here. That's touching, isn't it?
Tom was smirking. The woman who had an affair with Tom also covered her mouth, seemingly unable to hide her amusement, looking our way.
So, you divorced an elite man like me and remarried a jobless man, huh?
Tom completely ignored what James said and talked to me. What? Where did you get that idea?
I bumped into your colleague and heard about it. You two have been going out even during the day on weekdays, and this guy is never seen in a suit. Plus, he seems to be a gaming geek. So this is the jobless husband. Quite an impressive match for you.
I was speechless with shock, and Tom continued to sneer.
Well, a divorce nurse like you could only marry someone unemployed, huh? Supporting this old guy, are you? Tough break.
Hey, stop it.
But really, a fancy restaurant like this doesn't suit poor couples like you. You must have saved up every penny, but come on, it's embarrassing.
Tom continued to say such hateful things. Tom's jeering filled the fancy restaurant, and before we knew it, we were the center of attention. He always looked down at me when we were married, and now he's mocking my husband James too. I will never forgive him. Absolutely not. Just as I was about to lose my patience and stand up, James stood in front of me, as if to shield me.
Please stop. I won't allow you to mock Emily any further.
Then Tom, holding back his laughter, provocatively said,
Oh, here comes the unemployed husband. Even unemployed, he defends his ugly wife, huh?
Watch your mouth. You should understand what you have done. Why don't you just leave?
Then, perhaps irked by James's words, Tom glared and said,
Don't you dare stand up to an elite like me, you jobless old man.
Whether you're an elite or not, I couldn't care less. Please, just go.
James wouldn't back down. Then, Tom said in an irritated tone,
Hey you, do you not know who I am? The top salesman at Hess Advertising, a graduate of W University.
Yes, and?
Listen, Hess Advertising is the company behind TV commercials for companies like K-Food and the M Games. I'm practically royalty, not someone a jobless person like you should be speaking to so casually.
Then, James said in a low voice after a pause,
I am well aware of who you are. And who do you think I am?
Tom was momentarily baffled.
Huh? There's no way I would know someone like you.
Then, the woman next to Tom, who had been silent until now, let out a small scream.
Wait! Isn't this James Hill?
Who's James Hill?
The woman hurriedly said to Tom, who was still puzzled.
The founder of M Games. The genius engineer and entrepreneur who graduated from M Tech University in America and reached the top of the gaming industry in just 10 years.
What?
Tom's face gradually turned from red to blue.
Indeed, I am James Hill, the founder of M Games. Now, I serve as the chairman, having stepped back from active management.
James said with a serious face. Yes, James was the person who founded the very famous gaming company, M Games. When I heard that, I remembered feeling convinced about why he had free time on weekdays and was always playing games.
Wait, just wait. M Games is one of our major clients, isn't it?
Tom, who had turned pale, said while trembling. His face was covered in cold sweat.
Yes. We've entrusted you with both the TV commercials and magazine advertisements, all amounting to fees in the hundreds of millions.
James said, smiling. At that moment, Tom and the woman next to him suddenly bowed deeply.
We are so sorry. Please forgive us. We had no idea you were the chairman of M Games.
To Tom, who was stammering out excuses, James said,
You're apologizing to the wrong person first, aren't you? You should be apologizing to Emily.
Then, Tom turned and kneeled down on the floor towards me in apology. The woman next to him also looked at Tom with an expression of astonishment.
Emily? No, Miss Emily. I'm so sorry for everything during our marriage and for today. Please, forgive me.
Seeing Tom's pathetic state, I almost laughed, but managed to hold it back with effort.
Miss Emily, what will you do?
James asked me in his calm and composed tone. No, forgiving is just not possible. Never appear before us ever again, I said firmly. James smiled broadly and gave a small thumbs up. Then, he leaned down and whispered in Tom's ear.
Emily is a perfect wife to me. I will make her happy from now on, so you should worry about your own neck.
Tom and the woman, pale and trembling, hurried out of the restaurant.
Now, let's continue our meal.
I smiled back at James, who spoke in his usual gentle tone, and we enjoyed the rest of our meal. Half a year later, following James's instructions, M Games truly ended its dealings with us advertising. I also reported Tom's outrageous behavior at the restaurant to the company, and he was fired for his actions. This probably marks the end of his proud elite career. Moreover, it seems Tom was dumped by the woman he was about to remarry, having been given up on by her. Now, he seems to be living in poverty alone in a rundown apartment. But that has nothing to do with us. As for us, we recently found out that I am pregnant. James was thrilled, jumping with joy, and he has recently returned to game development after a long while. He says he wants to create a game that he can play with our child. Watching James. I wished for this peace to last forever.